So hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Wellness 20 new channel. So let's talk about Silicon Valley has to Europe. Nervous about new rules. First came Sundar Pichai, the chief executive of Google's parent company Alphabet, then Apple senior vice president for artificial intelligence John Gendron showed up, and Monday Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook chief executive, is joining in with his own trip to Brussels to meet with officials like the Margrethe Vestager, the executive vice president of the European Commission. The main reason so many Silicon Valley executives are paying court in the European Union's capital. European Union lawmakers are debating a new digital policy, including first-of-its-kind rules on the ways that artificial intelligence can be used by companies. That has far-reaching implications for many industries, but especially for tech behemoths like Google, Facebook, and Apple that have bet big on artificial intelligence. While artificial intelligence promises enormous benefits for Europe and the world, there are real concern about the potential negative consequences. Pichai said in a speech last month. Then he visited Brussels. He said regulation of artificial intelligence was needed to ensure proper human oversight, but added there is a balance to be had to ensure that rules do not stifle innovation. Silicon Valley executives are taking actions as Europe are increasingly set the standard on tech policy and regulation in recent years. The European Union has passed laws on the digital privacy and penalized Google and others on antitrust matters, which has inspired tougher action elsewhere in the world. The new artificial intelligence policy is also likely to be template and others will adopt. Artificial intelligence, where machines are being trained to learn how to perform jobs of their own, is seen by the technologists, business leaders, and government officials as one of the world's most transformative technologies. Yet it presents new risks to individual privacy and livelihoods, including the possibility that the tech will replace people in their jobs. A first draft of the artificial intelligence policy, which is being coordinated by the Vestager, will be released Wednesday, along with the broader recommendations outlining the bloc's digital strategy for the coming years. The debate over the policy, including how to expand Europe's homegrown tech industry, expected to last through 2020. The artificial intelligence proposal is expected to be outline riskier use of the technology, such as in healthcare and transportation, like self-driving cars, and how those will come under tougher government scrutiny. In an interview, Vestager said artificial intelligence was one of the world's most promising technologies, but it presents that many dangers because it requires trusting complex algorithms to make decisions based on vast amounts of data. She said there must be privacy protections rules to prevent the technology from causing discrimination, and requirements that ensure companies using the systems can explain how they work. She said she raised particular concern about expanding use of the facial recognition technology. She said new restrictions might be needed before it was everywhere. Vestager said she was looking forward to the Zuckerberg's visit. While she was curious to hear his idea about artificial intelligence and digital policy, she said Europe was not going to wait to act. We will do our best to avoid unintended consequences, she said, but obviously there will be intended consequences. Facebook declined to comment. Europe is working on the artificial intelligence policy at the direction of those who have won their land. The new head of the European Commission, which is the executive branch for the 27-nation bloc, von der Leyen, who took office in November, immediately gave Vestager a 100-day deadline to release an initial proposal about artificial intelligence. The tight frame has raised concerns that the rules are being rushed. Artificial intelligence is not monolithic, and its use varies depending on the field where it is being applied. Its effectiveness largely relies on data pulled from different sources. A very broad regulation could stand in the way of the benefits, such as diagnosing disease, building self-driving vehicles, or creating more efficient energy, where some in the tech industry want. There is an opportunity for the leadership, but it cannot just be regulatory work. Sally and Hogarth, a London-based angel investor who focuses on artificial intelligence, just looking at this through the lens of the regulations make it hard to push the frontiers of what's possible. Europe's artificial intelligence debate is part of the broader to move away from an American-led view of the technology. For years, U.S. lawmakers and regulators largely left Silicon Valley companies alone, allowing the firms to grow unimpeded and with little scrutiny of the problems such as the spread of the disinformation on social networks. Policymakers in Europe and elsewhere stepped in with more hands-on approach, setting boundaries on privacy, antitrust, and harmful internet content. Last week, Britain unveiled plans to create a new government regulator to oversee internet content. Technology is fragmented along geological lines, said Professor Wanley, a computer scientist at Southampton University, who has been advisor to the British government on artificial intelligence. In the interview, Vestager compared Europe's more assertive stance in the tech regulation to its regulations of agriculture, pesticides, and chemicals that are allowed in the US are banned in Europe. It is quite that European approach to say if things are risky, then we are as a society what to regulate this, she said. The main thing for us is to create a society where people feel that they can trust what is going on. and European policymakers have no shortage of ideas to wade through in drafting the artificial intelligence policy. Since 2018, 44 reports with recommendations for ethical artificial intelligence have been published by the Waste Organization, according to a PricewaterhouseCoopers report. In the US, the government has focused on providing research funding for artificial intelligence rather than drafting new regulations. This month, the latest White House budget proposal earmarked roughly $1.1 billion for such research. Western said her policy would include a boost to research funding, but also a framework for safeguarding areas where artificial intelligence can cause the most harm. She said she was not worried about how artificial intelligence is used to recommend a song on Spotify or a movie on Netflix, but was focused on algorithms that determine who gets along or what diseases are diagnosed. Many details will be likely fought over, such as how Europe intends to measure this goal of maximizing the benefits of artificial intelligence. Civil society groups, banks, car makers, and health providers are expected to weigh in. The rules will have important consequences for Apple, Facebook, Google. The tech giants have investing heavily in artificial intelligence in recent years and a battle to hire the world's top engineers. Artificial intelligence is now in the Apple products such as Siri and Face ID, helps power Google's research engine and self-driving cars and Facebook's advertising business. Apple declined to comment. A Google spokesman referred back to the comments made by the Pichai during Pichai visit to the Brazil last month. He was asked about the reasons artificial intelligence rules should look like he want there will be a lasting economic consequences if Europe did too much. The ability of the European industry to adopt and adapt artificial intelligence for its needs is going to be very critical for the continent's future. He said it's important to keep that in mind. If you like the channel, so kindly subscribe to it.